Hi there, Chris Bench for HelloCollege, and today I want to talk to you about starting small when you choose a topic for your Common App personal statement essay. Lots of kids think that they need to, when they select a topic for their essay, think about the biggest events in their life, huge experiences that may have, marked them for years and years to come. They think about the time that they got in that awful car crash, or when they climbed Mount Everest, or something gigantic. Now, both of those can make for perfectly good essay topics, but a lot of times huge events, particularly huge tragedies, are not really things that you have done. A lot of times they're more things that have happened to you. Presumably you did not intend to crash that car. Hopefully not anyway. Instead, you want to focus on places in your life where we can see what kind of person you are on a day-to-day basis, rather than that one time that you went off and did something super extraordinary that might not be typical of your everyday existence. You probably aren't climbing Mount Everest on the regular, even if you managed it once. As such, better to look at the small stuff around you. One of the best essays that I have ever read was a young man who wrote about his houseplants. Nothing. I'm sure all of you have a houseplant somewhere in your world. I don't know how much you take care of it, but this kid, he had a collection, a dozen houseplants that he took care of, and he was really passionate about them. He cared deeply about them, even though they were just these little plants. He would do research online. He would figure out what kind of plant they were, figure out what they liked. What kind of soil do they like? Does it need to be wet? Does it need to be well drained? He would move them from window to window, different positioning around the house to figure out where they got the right amount of light. He had kept detailed notes about how did it do if it was over here and I was watering it once a week. How did it do if it was over there and I was watering it twice a week? And all of these different sorts of details. Through these details, we learned a tremendous amount about him because we saw him taking action in the world. We saw what he was doing, the kind of things that we did. We saw that he was meticulous. We saw that he was curious. We saw that he was empathetic, even towards these little unthinking creatures. We saw so much about him that we wouldn't have learned if he just wrote about the time that semi happened to clip the car that he was in the backseat of. So when you're choosing a topic for these essays, remember, start small and find something that captures who you are on a regular, everyday, mundane basis. Your readers are going to learn a lot more about you than if you think about that one day that was a huge exception to the rest of your life.